We seem to think that our history is something that we've just recently discovered. Well, let me tell you, that just isn't so. About 70 years ago, a bunch of local citizens got together and they came out in force, they made a statement, and they put up a plaque. We're going to talk about that day in 1930 in just a little while, and we're going to meet some of the people that were involved in that time, the Walker family of Placerita Canyon. Hello, my name is Philip Scorza, and I would like to welcome you to our show, Points of Interest. Well, at one time or another, a number of people have owned all of this property that we're standing on. There were the Walkers and the Reynosos and the Evans and the Starbucks are in there, and well, there's just a whole bunch of people, and the person that could tell me the most about it is a man named George Starbuck, and we have him here today. So George, why don't you come on in here and join us? This is George Starbuck. Hello.
Hello.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Thanks for coming out. Now,
yeah.
You're the man who seems to be the expert on this thing. So can you tell me, I know that Frank Walker is one of the people that has owned this land. Who actually started the family tree, so to speak?
Well, it started out, the first relative that came here was William Evans, and he came here in 1885.
Okay.
Came over from the San Fernando Valley. Okay. And settled here in the Placerita Canyon and this area, the Placerita Canyon.
Did he homestead the property? Was it available to homestead?
We believe that he homesteaded part of it and probably purchased part of it. There was a family here, the Cunho family. They're Indians, that part of the original Indian population that lived here. As a matter of fact, they just lived around the corner down here on in what they call the dugout.
In the dugout, okay.
In the dugout.
So Evans came here first.
Evans
and who was here in the neighborhood, so to speak?
There was nobody except for my great-grandfather, who lived over the hill, Joseph Reynier.
On the Sand Canyon side?
On the Sand Canyon side. Okay. And he came here in the 1860s.
French, I presume.
From France, okay. From a place called the Champs-sur-Valley in southern France.
Oh, okay. And he came by way of New York City?
He came by way of New York City and then around Cape Horn with his barrel full of grape cuttings and that he brought from France. And he and his brothers bought some sheep up in San Francisco and walked them all the way down. It took them nearly a year to come from San Francisco down here. Why he came here, we're not real sure. Apparently there were some other French people that had come here shortly before he did, and by word of mouth they thought this was an ideal place to settle.
Well, it must have been.
So he
and his descendants have been here ever since.
Been here ever since. Yeah, there's 4 generations here, 5 generations.
So we've got Evans and we've got Reynoso.
Reynier.
Reynier. I'm sorry. Reynier.
And the daughter of Evans married my grandfather, Frank Walker.
Frank Walker. Now where did Walker?
Now Frank Walker was born in Los Angeles.
Okay.
And came up here to do mining and exploration. He was an engineer.
Oh.
And a trained engineer, and he started mining here and raising cattle. He met Hortense Reynier, who lived right over there, my grandmother. Okay. And they got married about 1900, and they settled right here.
This was their house.
This was their house. This is these rocks were put here by my grandfather. And
so he built this house?
He built this house.
Oh, okay.
He built it, and it was apparently the property was given to him by his in-laws, by the Evans, and they settled here and started their family here. My mother was born here, along with the first 4 of the children were born here. The 4 of the bunch were born right here. This particular property changed hands several times after they moved from here. This was not the best place to settle, they found out. It's a nice view, but you don't see it in the wintertime when you're up to your ankles in mud.
Oh, I see. Okay.
This was
difficult to get in.
Very, very difficult here because this is all adobe clay. And it was, especially down in the flats, it was very, very difficult. Okay. And they settled down at what's now Placerita State Park.
So they basically just gave up on this.
They gave up on this,
house,
about probably 1918 around there, and they built the other house down there.
I have a photo of this place that was taken in 1915 with a car out in front of it and all that stuff. So.
Yeah, we have several photos. One with my grandmother sitting right here, and my aunt Irene.
Okay.
At any rate, the property changed hands to the Mitchell family, which was one of the old pioneer families here.
Thomas Finley Mitchell.
Yes,
right?
they he apparently bought this particular piece of property, and the family moved away from it at that time. Now, over the years, we have also leased the land back from the Mitchells and run cattle on it, and it's been in use by the family for all of these years.
Right.
So.
So at one time or another, you've had most of the, in your family, in some part of your family, you've had most of the property, which is including Placerita County Park.
That's right.
This property here, up and over the hill.
Up and over the hill.
Down into Sand Canyon.
Into Sand Canyon, and across where we live now, which is in Iron Canyon, is also
and you
old
don't
family.
own it, you don't own this property anymore.
No.
No.
I wish we did.
I was going to say, do you ever wake up in the middle of the night and you know, curse your descendants or your relatives for losing this land, because you could be a wealthy man now?
The grandfather sold it for big money, probably $15 an acre, and made a bundle.
What does it go for today?
Made a bundle about $100,000 an acre. It's a pretty valuable property nowadays.
Well, you could have been a pioneer too if you had been here first.
If we'd been here first, and someday our descendants will be
saying the same
cursing us because we sold our property for $100,000 an acre.
Now, I know you've walked around this property a lot, and there's some things to show us. Do you think maybe you and I could just take a little walk around?
Sure.
And you could show us where this, I know you've discovered an oil well recently, and there's some water wells and things like that around here. Just walk around a little bit?
We can walk around and take a look at things.
Let's do that.
Okay. Very good.
All right, I know we're standing, I guess this is what, a water well? What is this behind us here?
This is where the old hand-dug water well, which was about 100 feet deep and 4 feet square, used to sit right here.
Really?
It has since kind of caved in. We don't know, it's been like this for many, many years, caved in like it is.
Can remember, huh?
As long as I can remember. My mother, of course, remembers the well when it used to have a windmill on it.
Oh, and so they would bring it up by the bucket?
Well, they had a windmill that was this nice breeze that we have, turned it, brought the water up, and fed it into these troughs where they watered the cattle. The cattle and the horses would get water here. And, of course, the children would swim in these. They loved to swim in those.
Now, it looks as though, I guess the creek comes
right through here.
So this would be the ideal spot to dig your well.
This would be ideal right here. And it apparently was a very good well. My sister and I often talk about excavating, because when the family left, they threw a lot of the old stuff down in there.
Really?
Bottles and so forth all went into the well.
That would be an interesting thing.
That would be an interesting thing, yes.
Yeah.
That would be interesting. This is this is one of the sites that I can remember from the time I was trudging through here at about 6 years old to go down and visit the grandfather.
Now, was that when you were young? Was the house still in one piece, or
no,
was just
it was
what we see now?
Just like this. Just like this. Yeah.
So there was nothing left of the
nothing left of the house. Just the rock. In fact, one of the rocks is over in my current house as a cornerstone. We figured we'd keep part of it in the family.
Why not? Well, what do you say we take a walk around?
We'll do that.
And take a look at that other oil
Let's do it.
That you're talking
Let's
about.
do it.
Okay, this way. So this whole area, I mean, it looks like it's almost a natural lawn that, you know, not that somebody planted or anything, but there must be a lot of water in here.
There's a tremendous amount of water in each of these little canyons. There's natural water.
Right.
And when you drill down, you tap into the Artesian. It's water under pressure.
Okay.
And it normally seeps up through cracks in the rock.
To escape.
To escape.
Right. When you do something like this.
When you do something like this, it comes right up. This has been a dry year, so the water is just at the top of the casing and is running over, and it forms a little stream down by the old oil tank.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you what that rusty metal hulk of a thing is there.
This is an old storage tank.
To store what?
To store water, probably.
To store water,
because they use the Artesian water for the cattle. However, it was left over from the oil drilling operation 100 years ago. It's an old timer.
So they must have had a pump here going.
They had a pump.
Bringing oil out of the
actually, no, the water. They were because they never found enough oil to develop. It's just that little sheen that we can see on top of the water. Making the water undrinkable for domestic use, but quite acceptable to the cattle.
Well, then you have all the rich grass here, so this would be a perfect place to.
And they didn't actually have to. They didn't have to pump the water. They had a little cap over it, and the water pressure pushed it into the tank. It actually.
Right. You don't need any electricity or anything.
No electricity. It's all natural. Now I can remember. growing up, when I would walk up here, and the casing used to sit about this high off of the ground. Over the years, the land has slipped into it here and filled in, and finally filled right to the top of the casing.
So the casing hasn't moved. The land
has come up around it. So this was the top. This was the top. And as you can see, clear down the canyon, we have running water that from this well
into the creek
runs right into the creek. Yes.
I could see why your grandfather would choose this spot to look for
this
water.
Is
I mean, it's obviously it's got to be here. It's green and lush and all that sort of thing.
Yeah, it's there. Like I say, there are other places that we suspect that wells were drilled, and that's on the other side of these hills.
I see.
And but they have completely covered over. They weren't artesian. This because it is artesian tends to run the sediment off.
Float off.
So this forms a little pool here on wet years. And you can see the gas bubbling up in the middle of the pool.
Well, listen, I know we want to go back up to the house because there's somebody there that you want to introduce me to.
Yeah, member of the pioneer family here.
All right,
okay,
let's go.
Make sure that we don't step on it.
Okay, now I want to get this straight. You and your 10 brothers and sisters.
Yes.
All lived in this cabin behind us.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. All right. And where are you in this picture here? Which one are you?
Right here.
Right here in the bib coveralls.
That's right.
That's you. I'm sitting here with Raymond Walker, and he is, what are you, 78 years old, you said?
Yeah, well,
how old?
I'm 78.
You're 78. Right now. And now, were you born in this cabin?
I was born here in the cabin, back in the room there.
Okay. Now, I have to presume, since you have so many brothers and sisters, and your mother and father, and you all lived in the cabin, Raymond, that you did not have your own bedroom. Is that correct?
No, we had to kind of live together, and we had several beds in the back, in other rooms in the back there. And we as large as the family was, we all managed some way, and we were all happy and so forth.
Now, how many? Let's see. There's 5 girls and 7 boys.
So 7 and 5, yeah.
And where are you in the line of
well,
the lineup
here I am, right here.
And number what in the family, though?
Well, let's see. There was let's see. There's Richard, Tom, Mickey, and then me, and then my brother Charlie, and then my Melba, and then Francis, Helen, Irene, and Clarence. Here is Clarence.
That's here. Clarence there as a baby.
No, this is Clarence here, and this is Ed.
Oh, the big fellow's Clarence.
The big fellow is
I see.
Clarence.
I always thought that was your father in that photo.
No, Clarence is the oldest one.
And he's holding who? Who's the baby?
I would say that could have been Richard or Tom.
Wait a minute, let's see. We got some writing on the back of this photo here.
Okay, all right. That's
Pull it
good.
out here.
Okay, all right.
Richard's the baby, it says.
All
yes,
right.
You're right.
Richard the baby.
Okay.
And then Thomas, and then Frank, then Ray.
Right.
And then Charles, Edward, Clarence, and the Walker boys.
So these are the Walker boys.
Yeah.
And then I have a photo over here.
This is me right here.
That's you there.
Yeah.
And I just realized everybody's wearing bib coveralls.
Yes, we.
Must have been easier to put you in bib coveralls than anything. Huh?
Yes, and in fact, most of the boys at the time of my age, we all wore coveralls. See, and in fact, anyone around in the Newhall area, that was the regular dress.
Regular outfit, huh?
Yeah.
Now here's a nice picture of your mother and father. That looks like their wedding picture.
It looks
so Frank Walker married Hortense Reynier.
That's right.
In
1900.
In 1900.
Below the Walker children.
And then the Walker children just started coming into the world on a regular basis. Tell me a little bit about the cabin. Do you know when the cabin was built?
It was built around 1916 to 1918, something like that.
All right. And the whole family lived here, and was it bigger than it is now?
There were several rooms on the back.
On the back,
That's right, yeah. And as I mentioned before, this cabin has been used in hundreds of motion pictures in the Western pictures.
I'm told Hopalong Cassidy was
Hopalong Cassidy and William Boyd. And quite a number of the other Western stars.
Okay, very good. Now there's an incident I want to ask you about, and this happened in 1930. And it's a lot of our local citizens were a little upset about the fact that we weren't getting our fair, honest share of history. In other words, people were claiming Sutter's Mill was the first gold strike, and so in 1930 a lot of local citizens came out and they made a statement and they put up a plaque. Can you tell me, are you in that photo somewhere?
I am here somewhere.
I'm just teasing you. I don't actually expect you to find yourself in this photo. Take a look at this. Raymond's in here somewhere, but we don't know where. We're not sure. We have a blow-up of this over at the Historical Society. Good. But this is the day that they all came out, and they made a statement, and you were there, right?
Oh, yes, yes.
And your father and your family was fairly instrumental in this event. Because
see, they were over here. Here's my dad.
On the far left, by the flag.
Right, and on the right, my mom.
And your mom.
And this was the bear flag.
Now, this is 1930, so how old would you have been when this happened? What year were you?
Well, I was born in 1920. I was 10 years old.
10 years old. So you were one of those kids running around out there having themselves a good time, huh?
Let's see, it appears to me there are several hundred people
This
in
has
here.
to be not just the entire Santa Clarita Valley, but probably a few citizens from Los Angeles, too. Anyway, your father went out, and the original site had been covered up with a lot of brush grown over.
Yes.
And so he cleared it and found the spot, and we do have a picture of it.
Yeah.
Which is right here, and this is.
Yeah.
That's where they put the plaque up. By the plaque, where the plaque has probably been stolen by now.
And of course, the Oak of the Golden Dream is right down here.
Right over there.
Yeah.
A man named Adolfo Rivera was the main speaker that day.
Yes, Mr. Rivera.
Mr. Rivera.
Remember him.
Was he a local person? Because I never heard that name before.
He lived in San Fernando.
Oh, okay.
Down in the San Fernando area.
Okay. Well, he must have been quite a speaker. This is what he said here.
Oh, yes.
And part of what he said, I'll just read this to you. He says, "We of this Southland do now inform the historians of the North and announce to the world that we proclaim our right to be recognized in the history-making epics of our state. That this discovery must be presented in the textbooks, big bold letters, textbooks, in our schools, and we advise legitimate writers on California history to take heed, or they will be branded as falsifiers and concealers of the truth." It's tough to be called a falsifier and a concealer of the truth. Anyway, that's part of his. That's part of what he said. And then in big bold letters over here, he said, "We want credit given to whom credit is due." Yes. So Mr. Rivera made a mighty speech that day, and then, of course, according to the newspaper articles, the bands played, and other speeches were made, and there was some sort of an opera singer there or something of that nature. I don't know. But included in this group of people was not just your family, but also a direct descendant of Francisco Lopez himself, and also a direct descendant of the Duvalier family, and the Duvaliers apparently owned all of this land when the gold discovery was made in 1842, or at least part of this land or something of that nature. Let me share some more of these photos here with you. Do I have the right one? Okay. Yeah, this is a good one now.
Oh, yes.
This is the one with the flag, and of course that's your father standing there holding the flag.
Right. And I recalled when that was made there.
Okay, and that's your mother standing there on the other side,
She's
right?
my mom and my dad.
And that's Mr. Rivera.
This is Mr. Rivera.
Okay, and who's this sitting just to the...
this is my older sister, Irene.
Okay.
Here.
All right. All right, let's flip the next page and take a look at this photo here.
Okay, all right.
Here's a picture of your father standing in the middle. He looked like sort of a shy man. Was he shy?
Was he what?
Was he shy? Was he sort of uncomfortable in the public eye or something?
Yes
like that?
and no, not to a great extent or anything like that. But he was quite friendly and so forth. Yes.
This lady here is the direct descendant, standing next to your father, is the direct descendant of Francisco Lopez.
Yes, I remember her. I remember her right down here.
I have her name.
It's been years and years ago.
It is Francisca Lopez de Baldarain.
Yes.
De Baldarain. So that's who she is. Yes. And unfortunately, we don't know what descendant. If we're talking, this could be a granddaughter of his, you know. And then I have, well, here you can see there's some speeches being made here, and Mr. Rivera is sitting there. Now, these young ladies over here must be your sisters, I'm presuming.
All right. Let's start
just next to the speaker here.
Let's see, now get... This is Mr. Rivera.
Right, Mr. Rivera sitting there.
I recall him very easily here, and I don't recall these. See, at the time I was such a little small guy.
Sure, they're not going to introduce you, but these are your sisters here, right?
This is my oldest sister Irene.
Okay.
And Helen.
Okay.
And I don't recall.
I think this was the singer. Yeah, I wanted to share these photographs with you and the memories because it's important that people were interested in our local history as far back as 1930.
Sure.
And if it wasn't for your father and his generation of people pointing out the exact location of this site, we might not have kept it. You know what I mean? It might have been lost in history.
You are right.
So it was important for people in those days to make a stand and to make a statement.
Yes.
Listen, what do you say you and I walk around this place and
Fine.
you show me inside and out? Well, it looks like a really cozy place to live. You have a fireplace over on that side, right?
Yes.
And this was the kitchen area that we're in. Yep. Is this Mom and Dad's bedroom here?
This was the bedroom, yes. Okay. Yes. And the kitchen was all on this side over here. In another room over on this side here, see? Okay. And so there's been quite a lot of changes here in the past.
Now tell me about all of the stuff that's here. Is this stuff that your family donated or used to use and left here?
Yes, we used to use places, things like that. Yes, this was part of all the conglomeration of utensils and so forth, and coffee grinder and the baking pans and the egg beaters and all old-time stuff here. Okay. But they served their purpose and did their purpose real well.
And it worked well, huh?
That's right.
And how long did your family live in this cabin?
Well, off and on, every winter we lived here. And in the summertime, we lived in the upper part of the Walker Ranch.
Oh, I see. Okay, so this was like a winter home.
This was a winter home, and up there was a summer home. Because it's warmer down here and it's cooler up there for the summer. In the wintertime, we had very, very fine, wonderful weather here at the time, see. And the house was very warm, and we kept the fire going here. And as I say, we used the stove also.
So you had heat from both sides?
Well, of course, the stove was out here on the other side in the kitchen area.
What do you say we go outside and walk around the back part?
That's right. We all enjoyed this here, and we had chickens. We had, at one time, there was 7,000 chickens up here on 7,000 chickens. That's a lot of eggs, isn't it? Yes, and by the way, I had to gather all those eggs every day. I would be in the morning and then in the evening, but mostly every morning, 2 or 3 times. I had 2 buckets of eggs. I was only around 7 or 8 years old, and the buckets were about this round and about this tall. Solid with real fresh eggs, and we had the little egg house up there where we where we had the little scales to weigh the eggs and whatever was needed, and everything took place on that flat up there. It's grown over with quite a lot of new growth now since then.
So I have to ask you a question now. Where was the outhouse?
It was up in there somewhere.
Up in there, okay.
Yes.
One of those necessities.
Yes, you are right.
Well, let's go. Let's walk around this way here.
I used to climb up here when I was a little tot here. I used to
climb up on this.
I was just like a little monkey at the time. Yeah. As you can see, little kids barefooted. We sure. Right up there and nothing flat.
And I'm presuming this is natural from the local area that your father found.
My dad got all these rocks from up the upper part of Placerita Canyon. Okay. And he hauled them down in an old Model T Ford truck. See, all these came from the upper part of Placerita Canyon.
Okay. Well, I've really enjoyed walking around today and visiting the place where you were born and learning more about the Walker family of Placerita Canyon. I want to thank you for spending time with us and coming on the air and coming on our program.
Well, it's been my pleasure to give you the information here, and at any time now or in the future, I'll be glad to answer any questions that I have. I have a little knowledge of the history around here, but not a great deal.
Well, but actually, you do have a great deal, because you were one of those people who were here when history was being made in 1930, and you knew your parents, and you knew why they lived here and what they did, and so you are an important resource to us, and I thank you for being here.
Well,
thank you very much.
It's been my pleasure too. Yeah.
Phil, I'd like you to meet my mother. She's sitting down here on the porch steps.
Well, let's go and say hi to her then, shall we? That. Hello, I'm Phil Scorza.
How do you do, sir?
Nice to meet you.
Mighty happy to meet you too, sir.
Well, I appreciate you having us to your home like this.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
I think my sister's about ready to fall in the well down here.
You better go help her.
I better go and help her.
All right, thank you, George. I'll visit with your ma here. I understand you were born in this.
I was born right here.
Right here, huh?
July 2nd, 1916.
I think I met your brother a little while ago.
Without a doubt, I'm sure you did.
I'm told that, maybe you're the person that can tell me this story. I'm told, was it your father? No, it must have been your grandfather served breakfast to a famous outlaw, Tiburcio Vasquez.
That's right.
Is that right?
Yes.
And did you hear those stories growing up?
Oh, yes. Many times I have heard the story.
Tell us about it a little bit?
It was a very moonlight night, about midnight, when the dogs began to bark in a different way than they usually bark at the coyotes. So my grandfather knew that there was somebody unusual coming along.
Okay.
Like I say, it was a very moonlight night, and along came this cowboy riding a black horse in the big black hat on, and so he got off and came through the garden gate, and he could not speak English, just Spanish. So luckily my grandfather could also speak Spanish besides French.
That helps.
So Tiburcio Vasquez asked my grandfather, "Have you ever heard of me? I am Vasquez the bandit." And my grandfather says, "Yes, we read something about you in the paper." So I'm sure that everything is okay. And he said he was very hungry. So he sent my grandmother in the kitchen and told Vasquez that it would be a while because it took time to light the old wood stove and to prepare a meal. So Vasquez said to my grandfather, "Okay, I will lie down on the couch." There was an old couch there on the porch. But he says, "Please do not disturb me." He says, "If you have to talk to me, don't touch me, whatever you do." So he was lying there on that old couch with his rifle right across his chest. So my grandfather really remembered what Vasquez said. Don't touch him. He said, just call him when his meal was ready. So he went on through the house and into the kitchen and sat there eating the fried eggs and the French bread and bacon and things like that that my grandmother prepared for him. So when he was all through with his meal, it started to go. Well, then when my grandmother was clearing off the dishes off the table, she found a $5 gold piece that Vasquez had left under one of the plates.
Was that the only time you saw Tiburcio?
No, many times after that.
Yeah?
It would take about 2 or 3 days for Tiburcio to walk from the San Fernando Valley, clear up over the hills.
Into this side?
He didn't come up through that old Bear Canyon Pass, or he didn't come up the old San Fernando Road, because he knew the law was waiting for him. So there's an old trail that's called the Government Trail that starts from Silmar, and it comes right up over the hill and right down into Placerita Canyon.
Really?
So that was the trail that he took. He knew that would be safe.
Well, Melba, this has been great. I appreciate you visiting with us.
Well, it's certainly been a pleasure being here.
Showing us your home, and I guess I have to go catch up with George now.
Sure. Well, believe me, it's been a pleasure to be here today.
Thank you very much. So there you have it, the walkers of Placerita Canyon. I'd like to thank George Starbuck and his sister Gail for taking us along on this historic journey. I'd like to thank their mother Melba for being along, and I'd also like to thank their Uncle Ray. Until next time, this is Philip Scorza for Points of Interest.